focus on what we said yes to as a state. We said yes to science. We said yes to vaccines. We said yes to ending this pandemic.
Around California today, voters have made it very clear decisively that they want to keep Governor Gavin Newsom in office. The vote was seen as a referendum on the strict measures Newsom had during the coronavirus pandemic. It's ongoing, but there were a lot of closures and back and forth. And according to a CBS News poll, the coronavirus was the most important issue for voters and the determining factor in their decision to vote no on the recall. But among those who voted to remove the governor, the economy and homelessness topped the list for them. But a recall defeat was never a sure thing in California. Newsom received support from President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, campaigning for him right before Election Day. And last night, GOP frontrunner Larry Elder conceded to the election, however, hinting to supporters that his political future may not be over just yet.
We recognize that we lost the battle, but we are certainly going to win the war.
Governor Newsom is up for re-election next year, and many are hoping Elder will challenge him again. 2.3 million people voted for Elder to replace Newsom, by far more than any other candidate on the ballot, 46 candidates there. Even though he got into the race late, he was already popular among conservatives thanks to his long-running radio show. Well, despite Newsom winning by a landslide, both political parties here on the Central Coast say they will continue to fight for what they believe is right for the state of California and who should represent them. KION's Jonathan Sarabia talked to both Republican and Democratic parties here on the Central Coast after that big day yesterday. Hey, Jonathan.
Veronica, the Santa Cruz County Republican Party tells me they are very pleased with the outcome of this election, but they say they still have some work to do. The Santa Cruz County Democratic Party says they see this as a victory. Democrats say this is a very strong statement on behalf of continuing the policies of Governor Gavin Newsom and his programs such as vaccination, health access, housing expansion, and climate change. And their focus is now on the next election.
We want to learn about what worked and what didn't work. We had several thousand new voters since last November, so we want to make sure that they're incorporated into the fold, and that basically the job for turnout in elections is to take sometime voters or new voters and turn them into regular voters.
Jeff Gorman with the Monterey County Republican Party says the Democratic Party has failed. He says they're disappointed, but their focus is shifting to next year's election. Gorman says they need to work on Republican participation. Confidence in the election is very low, as Gorman says many voters feel disenfranchised.
We are proud of Larry Elder. He spoke well, and he brought through many of the problems California faced with a Republican perspective, and we're hopeful the Democrat Party and the voters of California will realize our ideas are worth listening to.
Gorman also says they will be attending a convention next week in San Diego, and they hope it will produce a great platform to let every Californian know what the Republicans stand for. And political analyst Anderson says the Latino population is growing in California to become the largest single ethnic group, which is why the focus should go on this group and the issues that matter to them, such as education, health, and job security.
You look moving ahead, the Latino population has to get involved in the political process. And that's important for all political leaders, Latino, non-Latino, Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarians. Everybody needs to be thinking about that voting group.
Veronica, so now we look forward to 14 months from now when Gavin Newsom is up for re-election. From there, we'll see if he can reclaim his seat as governor of California. Veronica, back to you.